Chapter 3. A Psalm of David when he fled from Absalom his son. Lord, how many are mine adversaries become? Many are they that rise up against me. Many there are that say of my soul, there is no salvation for him in God. Selah. But you, O Lord, art a shield about me, my glory and the lifter up of my head. With my voice I call unto the Lord, and he answers me out of his holy mountain. Selah. I lay me down, and I sleep. I awake, for the Lord sustains me. I am not afraid of 10,000s of people that have set themselves against me round about. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God. For you have smitten all my enemies upon the cheek. You have broken the teeth of the wicked. Salvation belongeth unto the Lord. Your blessings be upon your people. Selah. All right, let's go back up, verse 1. Now, this is a Psalm of David when he fled from his son, Absalom. And we know this because that's exactly what verse 1 says. And we have um, a, a time period we can put this song in, or this poem, or however you want to look at it. If we set it to music, it goes like a song. And we can go back and find out about this when he was fleeing from Absalom. After this is a well-documented story. And we can find the best part of it in the book of Samuel. We're going to pick it up here in verse 1, the Psalm of David, when he fled from Absalom, his son. Absalom is my father of peace, as the father of peace, even. 2. Lord, how many are mine adversaries become? Many are they that rise up against me. How many are the adversaries, or the adversaries, even these ones who have come against me? And I believe that's these that rise up against me is exactly what the King James Version says. Or these that have increased their trouble against me is what the King James Version says. 3. Many are they that say of my soul, there is no salvation for him in God. Selah. Many are them that say to my soul, and we'll find out this is when David was fleeing, and there was some kind of coup trying to take place. They was trying to overthrow the throne of David and establish Absalom as the king. Is exactly what was going on. We'll find out David was forced out, and people were gathering against him, and these ones that was gathering against him, saying there's no salvation, God's finally punishing him. We can remember those that cursed David, and they said that God's finally punishing him for what he's done. But we'll find out David cried unto the Lord. David always turned from his sin, and God had redeemed him. And this is when forgiveness is. It doesn't matter if people forgive you or not. We find out forgiveness is of God. And that's what they're saying. There's no salvation for him in God. He's got no hope in God. God's punishing him. It's kind of like what they did to Job, but we'll find out was not the case. But you, O Lord, are a shield about me, my glory, and the lifter up of my head. But you, O Lord, David says, you alone, God is the only one, and he is the shield about me, and this righteousness, this my deeds that I've done, that if I see a mistake, I've turned. David says, I've done everything correct before the Lord. I've made my way before the Lord. God's justified me along my path. God's lifted up my head. He's given me my understanding. Caused me to be able to hold my head up. Fine. With my voice I call unto the Lord, and he answers me out of his holy mountain, Selah. And with my voice, with my words, I call unto the Lord, and he answers me out of his holy mountain. That's God's holy mountain. That's God's hallowed place. That's God's high place where God, what we'll find out, that's the throne where God's judgment sits, his holy mountain. 6. I lay me down, and I sleep. I awake, for the Lord sustains me. I lay me down, and I sleep. I go to bed, and I rest in comfort, because I know God, He sustains me in the darkness, in the night. My hope is in the Lord, and that's what David says. Even though, and we can look at this two different ways. Even if I die, even I know that God sustains me even there in death, even after I've perished, even when my life has left me, and that I know that God sustains my understandings. 7. I am not afraid of 10,000s of people that have set themselves against me round about. I am not afraid. There's no fear within me of these 10,000s of people. And 10 is the law and its fulfillment of the people. We'll find out, because God is just, God is righteous, and we know that He is the one that controls all these things. So David had put his faith totally in the Lord, and Absalom had driven him out. We can find the stories of this. This is well documented. 8. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God, for you have smitten all mine enemies upon the cheek. You have broken the teeth of the wicked. Arise, O Lord. We'll find out, because God had brought David there and set him as king upon the throne of Israel. Brought him through great trial when Saul was the ruler, and David knew it was just because God had said he would be the king. It was a matter of time, and David held fast to his faith, and we'll find out God rewarded him. And now David's holding fast to his faith again, because Absalom, his own son, is trying to take over his kingdom. But David knows that God has smitten his enemies upon the cheek. And what that is it's a way of showing his authority, so to speak. One greater is able to smite you upon your cheek, and really, and it's in a way to show mercy, believe it or not. This way of showing, coming in and standing in his authority now over those, and like he's standing up for somebody, and because we're lesser than some, and God has the ability to stand up for, and this cause embarrassment is basically what this is, to show himself greater than they. This would be in reference to the enemies. And you have broken the teeth of the wicked, and that's which they devour with. Broken, shattered is what it should say. 9. Salvation belongs unto the Lord. Your blessings be upon your people. Selah. Salvation belongs unto the Lord, and that's who can save. We'll find out God's mightier than all. God's greater than all the, not a God you give to all the other nations to worship. This is their chains, and this is their bindings, and this is what they hold with, that we found out in the last psalm. And David is using this here that God has the ability to save you, and Him alone. Your blessings be upon your people, and who's God's people? Well, those that follow God's law, follow God's understanding. They follow God, and they stay, and they make their path just before the Lord. Selah. This word Selah is to pause. It means we can pause for a minute and between. But this word, it comes from the word kala, and it means to lift up or to exalt. And this is to accentuate, maybe, or it says to make light or toss aside is what kala means. And a place where we would think about unloading a burden or dumping that. Or we're going to go to Psalms chapter 4. Return.